Guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do Terminator Secondary Objective Issue 3 by Dark Horse Comics. I'm really enjoying this series. Basically, it has everything that I want from a action science fiction comic. I mean, it has, you know, very good art, in my opinion, very good writing, in my opinion. Doesn't shy away from certain objectives. It's balls to the walls. It doesn't have stupid humor or childish humor or a plot that doesn't, is illogical or something. No, it's very well written. And even this cover, if you look at it and say, okay, well, there's a girl and on a cover with a gun, but it's way more than that. It also has the monotone color scheme that I normally don't find very appealing to look at. But overall, in the whole theme, she's also there has that glasses that reflects that color, cold, hard steel, and she has that very pale, and that's deliberate. I think I believe there's some kind of a lamp here shining on her, or it, because this is of course a Terminator, and with the shadows here also gray instead of black. Resembling. I think that's what it is. I'm making stuff up, but that's how I see it. The cold, illogical, calculated thing that is a Terminator, and of course the '80s aesthetic of the glasses. It gives me that really cold, hard '80s action style. So let's dive in. So Dudley and Mary, the rebel leader from the future, trying to make a, how do you say, a trap for the Terminator that's looking for them. But then Dudley is having a seizure, and Mary is going towards him to help him. And I love this shot. It has is the narrative here, and then also there is no dialogue here. The expression says it all. We see Dudley in pain, working on the device, and all these details in here. It's very great. And then the concerned look of Mary's about what's going on. And then when Dudley comes to his senses, he noticed there is another Terminator hunting for them, because he uses his computer brain to getting not much in contact, but has some kind of a radar. He still has the messages coming through his head, and that he wants to triangulate the position of the Terminators, so that they can see them coming and prepare for the attack. But then he knows there's another one hunting for them too. And Mary says, do we have enough time? And he says, I don't know. And then we see the Terminator still driving the truck into Mexico City. More danger lurking. Then we switch to, what's his name? Dr. Hollister. Dr. Hollister wants to meet up with a guy that we spoke of called Ed Austin. And they say, hey, let's meet up, because I want to destroy everything from Cyberdyne, and I know we're making robots, and I don't want to do that anymore. I want to make amends. But that's all a ruse. Basically, he wants to go ahead with the plans to create artificial intelligence, that will spawn a Terminator. But then he wants to kill Ed because of what he knows. And then he is calling the cops and say, well, this is a guy breaking and entering in Cyberdyne systems. And he is more like what's his name? Some kind of industrial saboteur, if you will. But Ed Austin, not stupid as he looks, because I think he was a throwaway character in the first two issues. No, he was actually smart. He was there first. Not first, but he had a idea that Lannister or Hollister wants to screw him over for somehow. So he's there. He's listening to his plans, and then out of nowhere, the female Terminator is here. And he sees that this guy wants to kill her creator. Yes, because Hollister is part of the Cyberdyne program. And but before she can kill him, she's being shot, and by none other than Lieutenant Sloane, who's there arriving on time with his very '80s blazer. Funny. And then he sees, oh, wait a minute, she's not human. And then she fights back, and then he is hiding behind a car. But then, she shoots not only, well, tried to shoot him, but also tried to shoot the car. And then the car is leaking gas. And, well, Sloane, who is an avid smoker, left a cigarette. And you know what's going to happen. And he says, oh, no, 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 I need to get out of here. And then, well, the whole thing explodes. And my God, look at this. Look at this. So the flame goes in, and you see that. I mean, that's what I mean with great art. You see he's running for his life, and he's actually scared. The whole thing explodes, and then the blast shoots him or throws him into, I don't know, clothing store, I guess. And it looks freaking fantastic. And Terminator is gone now. And then he lies there in the mannequins and coming to his senses. And then he wants to, the first thing that he wants to do is pick a smoke and light it. But he has no smokes anymore. Dude, you need to stop smoking. Dude, just do it. It's bad for your health. Anyway, so we see Ed and the dog. Because there was some guarding dog, and now he's taken the guard dog with him. Mary noticed there is some strange figure in front of the house, and he warns Dudley that, well, as you can see here, Dudley, it's here, get out! And then the Terminator opens instantly fire, and it doesn't care if people are getting killed left and right. I mean, it just looks great. He just looks very imposing. And Dudley says, hold it off, Mary, I need just minutes to fix the device. And then the action ramps up, and I like that. But there's also a nice little cat and mouse game going on. So I'm going to show you. Before we do that, we see that Terminator, from his vision, his Terminator vision, if you will, infrared, scanning the area, and also like the sounds that the Terminator makes, it's the click and chick and other mechanical sounds. And what I also want to give props to the artist and the creator to, do this, having a very cool action piece shot, but also have some sexy cleavage from a certain angle. I can't remember that I've seen this before in any comic lately, or, like more than 10 years ago. Never. So yeah, cool. It's, I love the pacing, but also instead of ramping up the action in seconds in some books, like in that I previously reviewed from Image, Cemetery Beach, which action. This is have action, calm down a little bit, more restraint, and then building up the pace. Like Terminator hunting Mary, and then she is hitting the gas tank from the car. The thing blows up in spectacular fashion, and then all these people see what's going on and come over to the explosion. Then, as you can see, Terminator lies there, but he stands up just like in a movie, and we see the shock and the fear on the face of Mary. I love that, these little tiny details, that this thing is so deadly, it always comes back, just like in the movies. They did a very cool, these people understand the property, they understand the characters, they understand the universe, and that's why I love this comic so much. But it doesn't end here. So Mary is hiding, and then he hears the voice, Mary, it's me, 1025M. I'm over here in the alley. Come quickly, Mary, before it sees you. Yeah, and I was chuckling a little bit. But Mary's not stupid either, because the robot, 1825M, doesn't call himself 1825 anymore. He or it calls himself Dudley. And she knows that Terminators can change voices, just like in the movie, to lure people in. But she can't go nowhere, and the Terminator wants to kill her. She's been close, she cannot get out. And then, I mean, look at this. This is so menacing looking. And also that he reaches out to her, and again, she's fleeing, and she's now trapped, can't get nowhere, fear in his eyes. and then the emotionless, lifeless face of the Terminator. That's probably the last thing that she sees. But of course, that's not the case, because this is happening, and Dudley is here, and he has some kind of a gizmo on his back, and it looks freaking fantastic, and it looks like a something from a Ghostbusters movie, like a proton pack, but it's not it. So the cables contains electroconductors, and it also powers the city. And then he does this, and it's like I said, they understand these characters. So electrocutes him. He stands, and you hear these noises, and then he falls flat over from here to here, and that's it. They defeated him. He's dead, I think. What I also like, and yes, I'm praising this comic a lot, and for right reasons. I mean, if his comics is trash, or there's some things that I don't like, I'm gonna point it out. You know, I'm not. Sometimes I'm very unbiased, I admit that, but mostly I think I'm pretty fair when it comes to comics. But then they also show this. You see, from the back of the conductor, or whatever this device is, he says, there was one other reason they chose Mexico City as a base. For Dudley's device to work, it needed power, a lot of power. And then we see Mexico City goes from this to this. They didn't need to show this, because normally if a certain foe or enemy is defeated, most comics goes to the next scene, right? Mostly action scene or talking scene. But no, they actually show the plan in working, but also the fallout of X plan. They needed power, but where does the power come from? Well, they come from Mexico City, and this is the result of using that power. I like that. These small little details that is normally not really of consequence or important, because if you show me this and you go to another action scene or maybe a next area, that's okay with me too. But adding a little this more, hey, this is a consequence from the plan that we did, the trap. The trap needed a lot of power in this case, and this is the fallout and the consequences. I like that very much. The last thing I want to show you, there's some pages here that I'm going to go into. She says Dudley, and she says yeah. So basically, she says this Terminator is very, very heavy. How would you get back into an apartment? And Dudley says, I don't know. You push and I pull, and they having a laugh. I mean, the joke is stupid, but in sense of all the danger and the tension and that their lives are in danger, they still can come up with something funny in their eyes. And it says, two soldiers, a moment of peace. That's a perfect way to end, right? It's great. Art is great. Everything is great. I cannot praise this comic enough. Guys, it brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you like my long video. Well, long is 30 minutes, but it's still too long. I try to keep it at 10 minutes, but sometimes I'm, want to explain a little bit too much, so sorry for that. So anyway, I hope you like the video again. Just give me a like and a share and a subscribe. That would be very nice, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.